A few days ago, I made a video going over how to make a Chapter 1 HUD in UEFN, but I had a lot of you in the comments asking me to make a Chapter 2 HUD tutorial, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty much the same thing, but there is a little bit more you have to do. So let's get to it. So here we are in a blank UEFN project, and the first thing we need to do, just like last time, we're going to go Conjure, Fortnite, and we're going to search up HUD controller. This is the thing we're going to need to change the HUD of the player. If we go into details, if you scroll down, there's a slot right here for player info widget override, and that's what we're going to override. That's going to change the player's current health bar to the Chapter 2 custom health bar we're going to make. Now to actually use this, we're going to have to put a widget inside of here, and we don't actually have a widget yet, so we're just going to go in Conjure, we're going to go into our content, and then we're going to right click, we're going to go to user interface, and then we're going to grab a widget blueprint. And then inside of here, we're going to make a user widget, because that's the thing we need. And we're going to go inside of here. Next step, we're just going to drag in the canvas panel, and from here, we're going to actually need to make our bars, and we're going to put them down here. So to actually make the bars, we're going to just save that, and we'll go back into Conjure, and we're just going to right click, and we need to make a material, because we're making our health bar materials. So we're going to go to materials, and this is going to be our health bar, and we're going to have two materials at the end, but we're going to make one, and we're going to copy it. So we can have one for the health bar and one for the shield bar. But anyways, inside the material, click on the thing on the right here, and then go down to here, the material domain, and make that user interface. Then blend mode, you want to make that this translucent, so we have opacity. Now this material we're going to make is pretty much the same thing we made last time, but it's going to be slightly different because there's a few things got to account for with the Chapter 2 health bar over the Chapter 1 health bar. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to make 3 parameters, and to do that we can hold S on our keyboard and left click, and there's a parameter. I'm going to call this progress. That's our first one. Then we're going to make another one, and this is going to be delta progress. And then lastly, we're going to make one last one. I'm going to call it the delta factor. And there we go. We have 3 of these now. Now, the reason why we have 3 of these is because recently Epic added a feature to the UIs where you can control, you can animate different things, including the health factor or the delta progress or whatever it's called, the delta factor. Basically, delta progress allows us to track how much damage the player has taken. So we do a little cool animation where the health bar goes down with a red, thing. So first thing we're going to need is a saturate, put that into there, and that's going to make sure the numbers are always between the 1 and 0. And then we're going to copy that by Control-C, and we'll just bring it down here, and we'll just put into that one as well. And for this one, now since this is the delta progress, for example, this is between 1 and 0, so let's say, for example, if I have full HP, I'm going to be at 1. If I have half HP, it's going to be 0.5. If, let's say, I lose health, and I go down to 0.3, and I took 20 damage, because if my health's 100, delta progress is going to change to minus 0.2. So that's how much damage I've taken. And we can use this to make a little animation and track how much it is. And delta factor is just going to track how much of the red is currently showing on the health bar. You can animate it down. This is what we're going to be animating inside the UMG animation. So with this, since it's a minus, we don't want the minus because we need to be adding into stuff and everything. So we're going to get the ABS or the absolute node. And basically that's going to get the absolute. So it's going to get rid of the minus, and it's going to be 0.2 now. Now, before we just touch this, I'm just going to move that over so you can understand this better. We're going to make a texture coordinate, and we're going to make the first progress bar or the health bar. So we're going to get a text coordinate, and then we're going to get a mask component mask, whatever it's called, and we'll plug it in there. This is currently RG. We want to make it only R because R is going to be the x-axis, so we control the left and right. The next step, we need a step, so we're going to go into step and grab it here, and then we connect the saturate from here up into our step up here. Then we're going to need the color of our health bar. So up here, we're going to get 2 colors. So we're going to hold 3 on our keyboard and left click. That's going to give us one of these. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do another one. And this is going to be our dark color on our health bar. I'm just going to do this. I don't have the color yet. I'm going to change these later to the more accurate colors, but I'm just going to do this for now. And then we're going to make a little gradient so the colors look cool. So we're going to add something called a linear gradient right here. And then we're going to grab a lerp, which is linear interpolate. And we're just going to put this one into here, this one into here, and then we're going to put our U gradient into alpha. Then we're going to multiply our 2 things together, like here. And just as an example, this is not done yet, but I'm going to plug in the final color. And as you can see here, you can see the progress of the bar. So if I change progress to 1, it's going to be full. Which is the 0.2, it's going to be 0.2. 0.5 is there. You know how it goes. It's the progress of the bar, and it's between 0 and 1. Like I said, we're going to be animating the red parts. So the red parts is how much damage you take. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to make another health bar or red bar underneath it. So to do that, we're going to use delta progress and delta factor now. So just to make this work, we need a 3rd lerp node. Then we're going to put this one into A, and then we're going to add these together. So we're going to add node. And then we're going to put that into there, and we're going to put that into there. So now these are getting added together, okay? Now remember, this is the ABS, so this is going to be 0.2 plus, for example, if it's 0.5. This is going to be the length of the red bar. So 0.5 plus 0.2 is 0.7, which brings us up to where we lost our health. So our red bar is going to be as long as how much health we previously just had before we took damage. So we'll put that into there, and then this delta factor and the alpha right here is going to allow us to control that amount. I'm going to show you this in a sec. So exactly like up here, we're just going to grab these 3 nodes and by holding control and just clicking them, and then we'll do CV, and we'll copy it and we'll put them down here. Then literally like here, we're going to get our step, and we're going to plug lerp into the bottom of the step. So now we have this. We need our color for our red bars. So I'm just going to go through and click, and we're just going to get a red down here. Then we're going to need a multiply node. Then going to put our red in there, and we'll multiply by our step, just like up here. We have these now, but to put them together, we're going to use a lerp node again. And we're going to just put this in here and put that into there. I think that's the order. It might be wrong. No, we have to put it like that. There we go. And then once we have this, we're going to plug this step into alpha. And now if I control the thing, let me make the factor bigger. As you can see now, we have a red part of the bar, and we can get, and like before, this now controls the amount. So right now it's 0.1. If it's 0.5, it's going to be half of it. 0 is it's not showing at all. And we can use this to, we're going to animate this. So it goes from 1 to 0. And it's going to transition slowly over, like, if you lose health. But usually delta progress is going to be 0 unless you take damage. Now this is not done. We have more stuff to do, but we're just going to put in the HUD to see what it looks like. I'm going to grab an overlay and drag it in from over here. And then inside of here, we're going to go into here, our content drawer. And I'm going to drag in my health bar. I don't know why it looks yellow. I think I have to apply it. I have to do that. You have to apply it up here. There we go. And now it's green. Now, if we change the image size over here, we can make it so the bar fills up the entire overlay. It doesn't matter how big it is. It's going to conform to the size of the overlay. So we can manipulate its size using the overlay now. I've quickly just grabbed this image from online, and we're going to use it as a template to match up our thing very quickly. You can use literally any image from chapter 2 as long as it shows the full HUD. And we're going to make our health bar here, so we're going to use this template. So what we're going to do is next is I'm going to just make the A over here a little bit less so we can see through it. And then I want to put this image at the top, right below our canvas panel. So next step is we're going to try and make it look pretty accurate to what this looks like. And as you can see, the bar, if I make that, sorry, I'm make it more visible again. If I make this more visible, as you can see, the bar has a little bit of an outline. There's a shadow in the back. That there's obviously numbers, those the shield bar, and that two little symbols right there. We're going to try and recreate all of that. So the next step in the operation, we're going to try and make the outline of the bar that's here. And then after that, we'll copy it and we'll have a shield bar for it as well. So to actually make this outline, we're going to have to get each mask for every single direction, I guess, on every single side. So to do that, we're going to grab one of these again. We're going to use a parameter. We're going to hold S and click. And this is going to be our thickness of our outline. And we're going to have 2 of these parameters, one for our X and one for our Y. And that's going to be our X thickness. So we'll just call it like that. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to copy this again. I'll put one down there as well. And we're going to use this as our mask we're going to make. Now, right now, R currently is right because this is our X. So R is X in the UV. I think this is the left, but to get the right or the left, I can't remember, to be honest. We need to invert it. So we're going to use a 1 minus node to invert the value of the second one, so we can get the other side. So next, we're going to do a step, and we're just going to step them together like this. I'm sorry, not like that. Like this. And then we'll do another step, and we'll put them together like this again. And then we're just going to copy all of this and paste it down here. And this is going to be for our Y, not our X. So our X thickness, we're going to rename this to Y thickness, or whatever you want. And then down here, we're also going to call it Y thickness. Make sure they're spelled right and the same as those ones, because it'll make it look better. Then in the mask, and both of them, we're going to then make R not there, but we're going to do G, because G is Y. So we're now using Y. So now we have top and bottom. The next step is we just need to put in our steps together. And we literally just have to add all of these steps up. So we're just going to do add. We're going to put them together like this. And we're going to also then do add it together like this. And then we'll do another add. I'll do that and that. And then we do saturate just to make sure it works. And now we have made our mask for our outline. Now we just need to make a new lerp. And then inside of this lerp, I believe the bottom one should go, this should go into alpha. So if we just do some quick reorganization. So this goes here. Our lerp, this lerp will be at the end. Then we'll have a new lerp here. That's going to be in the middle there. So we're going to put this multiply into B, I believe. And we're just going to put this lerp into B now. And now, as you can see, it's not working because we just need to fix it. So we're just going to add in another gradient. And this is going to be for our outline. So this is going to be our outline color. I'll just make it white for now, so you can see it. This is all I'm gonna do. And then I'm going to just plug that into A. Wait, no, sorry. I need to put multiply into A. I need to put this lerp into B. And then I need to make sure that these numbers are like something like 0.5. It's too long. 0.1. And this could be like 0.1 as well. As you can see now, we have a little outline around our bar now, which is pretty cool. And if I go into here now, you're gonna notice something weird. The portions of the outline is all weird because the top is really thin but the sides are really thick because of the way we stretched out the bar. So just to fix that, we'll increase, this is the Y, so we'll increase the thickness in the Y. So we'll make this like 0.5 or something like that. See what that looks like, and that looks better. So I'm gonna make this 0.05 and this would be 0.5. Yeah, that works. Okay. So next step, we just want to get the right colors of the bars. We're just going to pop out the health bar. We're just gonna put it here, and we're just gonna grab the colors from this, which is pretty easy. We're gonna go into our main bar. So this is gonna be the dark color on the bar. So we're gonna click this little guy right here, and we're gonna grab this at the very end of it. And then we need to get the top color. So we're gonna grab the very end of the top for that one. There we go. And then we need the outline. So we're gonna grab we're gonna get the dark color, which I think is right there. So we're gonna grab that color right there. And then for here, we're also then gonna grab this color. There, I think that's the right color. There we go. And apply that, and we'll see what that looks like. Now our bar looks pretty similar to the one right here. It looks pretty close. It's almost exact. Now, since we have our health bar, we need to make a shield bar. So to do that, it's pretty simple. We just want to grab our health bar, we're going to copy it, we're going to right click it, and we're going to go into duplicates, and we're just going to duplicate it, and it's going to be our shield bar. Now this is very important. You want to go into your shield bar, and you just want to change what these are called. So this is going to be shield X thickness. I'm going to copy that and paste it to here. You don't want these to be called the same, otherwise they're going to override, and it's kind of annoying to deal with. So that's going to be shield Y thickness then. And then our other parameters on here, progress, we're going to call it shield progress. Our delta progress down here is going to be called shield delta progress. Then our delta factor is going to be shield delta factor. So then after that, we want to get our shield colors. So we're going to bring this out, and we're going to grab our shield colors now. So we need the dark color on the main bar. So we'll grab this color right here. This part is kind of annoying because it's cut off. So I'm just going to grab the closest thing, which is right here. And just maybe brighten it up like that. I'm just brightening it up kind of like what it should be. There we go. Then we're going to now grab the outline. And the outline is right there. So the dark color, the outline on the top. We'll grab that color right there if I can grab it. There we go. Then we'll grab the lighter side of the bar right here. I really get the green, like that blue in the middle there. And then that should look pretty good. For now, we're going to try and place it where we need to be. So we're going to grab the overlay. Sorry, we're going to grab the overlay. And then I'm going to grab another overlay. I'm going to put in our shield bar instead of there. Now we have our shield bar. And if I just increase the size of it like this, doesn't matter the size, and then we'll get the overlay, make our overlay bigger. Now we have a shield bar for our thing too. Now, okay, next step, we need to obviously right on the back here, they have like a slant or something. To make this right, we're going to put the overlays at the very top of them, like that. You don't want to make it so it's on the slant, so it's like that sense. And then we'll do the same thing for this guy. Bring it over. The shield bar is slightly smaller than the other ones. It's kind of hard to see where that ends. It's probably around there. With this bar now, we're going to add shear to it, so it has like the angle. So we're going to go down to shear, and I think it go maybe minus 10, maybe minus 12. Try to get it perfect. Actually, that's kind of good. And I'm just going to move it over where it should be. There we go. And then with this one again, I'm going to do minus 12. And then I'm going to try and line it up so it looks good like that. It might be bring it a bit down a little bit, and then line it up. There we go. Perfect. Now we have a pretty good looking chapter 2 health bar. It's not done yet, obviously. And one of the things we need to do next is the little shadow thing that's below it. I'm going to expand that a little bit. I'm going to do this. As you can see, there's a little shadow below it. And just to add that, it's very easy. All we have to do is we're going to contour. We're going to right click and we're going to make a new material. And this is going to be our background. Go inside of here. and we're just going to hold 3, left click, and we're just going to actually go into this first, and we're going to make it a user interface, and we're going to make it translucent. Then we'll plug this into final color. We'll change our opacity to maybe like 0.5, and we'll make this like gray or something, like that color, something like that. We'll see what it looks like. Inside of here, we're going to grab our background, we're going to pop it into the side of our overlay. Make sure it's not it's got to be behind it. And then we're just going to make the image size as big as possible so it fills up everything. Then we're going to add the same exact shear, which is -12, I think. That's what I did, right? There we go. And now it's right now perfectly behind this one, but we want to offset it a little bit so it looks like a shadow. We're going to go down to here to translation, and we might just add like 3, 4, maybe 4 and 4, maybe? Something like that. Maybe 5, yeah. So now there's like a little shadow behind it, which is pretty cool. We're just gonna go into here and we'll just copy it. I'll just paste it inside this overlay. And there now, just behind, and there we go. Now that one has it as well. So now we have a cool little shadow effect for our thing. It's like, look at this now. If I do like over here, maybe make this like not see-through. You can now see we have the shadows now, which is pretty cool, and it looks pretty nice as well. Oh, now, okay, we have the bars. That's pretty cool looking. And now we just need numbers and the little icons right here, and we have to hook it all up to everything and make it work. So to actually get the icons, actually I'll do the numbers first. To do the numbers is pretty simple. We're just going to grab a text block, bring it out, and we're going to make the fonts. We'll use Burbank here. So I want to click into here and use Burbank. Then our typeface, we're going to use Burbank black, and this is going to be our numbers. So I'm going to make the text instead of these like 100. There we go. And then as you can see, we're going to try and place it in the same exact spot. Let's place it. So I'll make it size about the same. We're at 21. And then we'll put it here. A bit bigger. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to add also shear to this as well. So we'll go down to here. And where is it? Lost it. There we go. Down here. Shear. I'll do -12 because that's the same amount. And that's going to make it so the numbers also have shear, just like the thing behind it. It doesn't really matter where you place the numbers. Put it there. That's fine. And I'll copy this and I'll just put another one up here. So that's going to be our shield bar number, and that's going to be our health number. There we go. They're a bit not right. I'm trying to place them right. And that looks pretty good. You can adjust to where you want to put the numbers. I'm just going to leave them there. And I'm going to put the other 2 icons now, the shield and the plus sign. No, I already have these icons, and here they are. I've just imported them. You can find these online anywhere. Just like grab them or something, doesn't really matter. And you just want to place your icons in the correct spots. It's pretty simple. Nice. Just make it so it's correct. Oops. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. So we have an icon there. We have our icon there. Okay. Now we have a pretty good looking health bar. Now, one thing I actually did forget about is if you take damage. If you see this, the shield bar's damage thing is right now red, and it's not going to look right. I'll make this 0.5 progress. I'll do that. Also, I forgot to mention, the background of this is currently black. So to actually make it so it's translucent, what we're just going to do is pretty simple. We're going to go into our health bar and our shield bar, and we're just going to plug in the step from down here into opacity and say apply that. So that's going to let us also go do it with the shield bar. I'm just going to grab the step from down here, and plug into opacity, apply it, and now the background of the bar is now see-through. So under that, it's going to now look good. Then also, just to show the delta progress, I'm going to make it 0.2, and as you can see now, there's a annoying red bar there. It's not the color we want, so we're going to have to change that color to something else, which is going to be the color that's going to be in the color thing. So I'm going to go and find screenshots of like, you know, losing health in chapter 2, and I'll come back in a minute. So here's the colors we need. We're just going to we're going to go into here. We're going to go into our health bar. We'll drag it out, and we'll grab the right color we need for our health bar. There's this color, and I think I might lighten that up. This image is a bit darker, so I'll just lighten it up. It's more vibrant, etc. So now we have this. I'll apply that. There we go. And now we have this. I'm just going to now go and we'll go into contour. We'll go back into shield bar. Then we'll bring it out. You know the drill. And we'll just grab the color. It's just this color right here for when the shield takes damage. And I'm just going to make it again slightly brighter, so it more counts for the colors. Now this is pretty good. Now there's one last thing we need to make sure we have. with the chapter 2 health bar. One of the more important things is if you see right there, the little faint flashing of the bar while you're missing HP of your main health bar. So to actually add that, what we're going to do is we're going to, like this background here, we're going to add in another one. We're going to copy, we're going to duplicate this, and it's going to be our red background flash, and we'll bring it out here. Now this is going to be this, and we're just going to change it to red like that. Then this opacity, what we're going to do is we're going to make a parameter here, and this is going to be our opacity. And we'll use an animation inside of the UMG to make this work. But for now, we're just going to keep it at 0 as a default. And then inside of here, we're just going to now put our red background inside of here. And then with this, we're just going to put that inside of this overlay right here. So our first overlay, we're going to put that before the health bar, but after the other background, and we're going to put it in the middle there. We're going to make it size big like that, and we're going to add shear to it, so -12. We also have to do the offset, so it's like that. So what was that again? This was at 5 translations, so we're just going to add 5 translation to it. So now we can now flash this. So if I make the opacity 0.5, now we can see that the background can change to red, and we can flash that in and out to show the player that they don't have health. I don't know which is perfect. We'll find the right opacity later, but we can now control that. So now our health bar is pretty much done. We just need to add in the animations for everything. What you want to do is you want to go view bindings, and you want to add a view model. Then inside of here, we want to grab the HUD controller team and player info list, and we'll just select. And now we have this, and now we control a bunch of things like health, health delta, health normalized, all of this. Next step is to select our health bar. We're going to rename that to health bar so we just know what it is. And we're just going to then add widget health bar. Then of this image, we're going to grab the brush of the image. And then in here, we're going to grab a conversion function, and we're going to do set scalar parameter. Then in here, our parameter we're going to set is our progress parameter inside of our health bar. And we're going to link that to the value, which is going to be our health normalized. So now the progress is linked to health normalized. And if you don't know what health normalized is, the difference between health and health normalized is that health is like your current health. So if I have 50 HP, health is 50. Health normalized is it's between 0 and 1. So that would be 0.5. Then after this, we're going to click the little plus sign, and we're going to get the brush of the same exact thing again. We're going to do set scalar parameter again. And we're going to get the delta progress now. And our value is obviously going to be our health delta down here, or health delta normalized. We'll add that in like that. We're going to grab our shield next, and we're going to put our shield bar in. And we're going to also rename this shield bar so we know what it is. Then in here, we're going to grab the exact same thing we just did, and we're just going to do this scalar parameter. But our parameter name is now going to be shield progress, because if you remember, we changed it earlier. And then our value of this is now going to be shield normalized right here, shield normalized. Then we're going to press the little plus sign, brush, and we're going to get the scalar parameter, and we're going to get the shield delta progress now. We're going to get the value, and the value is going to be our shield delta normalized. There we go. Next, we're going to need to do our numbers. So we're going to grab our number here, and we'll do widget text, and we're going to grab the text of the block. Then we're going to do a conversion function to integer, and our value is going to be our current HP. So instead of doing health normalized, we're going to use health normal. Or actually, that's our shield one actually. So we're going to do shield. So we're going to get the number that's our current shield. And then we're going to grab the other text block underneath it, add it, text, to text integer, and our value will be our health up here. There we go. And that'll work like that. Perfect. Next, we're going to set up our undamaged animations. So when the player gets damaged, this is going to play. So to do that, we're going to go to animations down here. Then we're going to create an animation. It's going to be our health, take health damage. And then we'll just go into here. We're going to grab our health bar. We're going to add health bar. Then we're going to do plus sign. Then we're going to get the brush. And then in here, we can control all of our different things. We're going to control delta factor now. So first key over here, we're gonna key it, and then we'll do this little thing down here. And we can see it's currently at 1. So right now it's at 1. And we'll bring it over to about 98, somewhere around here. Doesn't really matter. And then we'll do another key by pressing this little key right here. Once we have this, we'll click onto this now, so we can change it, and we're going to change that to 0. So now, as you can see, we can now control the amount of health. So when you take damage, a little animation like this is going to play now. The next step is so after this, we're gonna need another animation that's going to be our take shield damage, and it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing. We're going to grab this. We're going to go to here. We're going to add our shield bar. We're going to go to the brush of our shield bar. We're going to grab the shield delta factor and to key it. The first key is 1. Bring it over to about here or so. So almost now here it is. And then we're just going to key it again. But this one we're going to make it 0. And now the shield now has a little animation when it takes damage. Now we have both our animations, but we're going to need one more if you remember for our opacity bar, the red bar that's going to flash. So we're going to add in another animation. This is going to be for our red bar. And we're going to grab the image of the red bar, which I believe is this one. And then in our animations, we're just going to add that red flash bar into here. Again, we're going to grab the brush. We're going to then grab the opacity in here. And now we now control the opacity. Our current opacity is there. We just want to blink. So we'll just do 0.4 maybe. So we don't want to make a full opacity because it's going to look bad. We just want to do it like maybe that much. Do this and then to maybe here. So it's like this. And then we'll bring it like, and now this will flash, will loop, and now it's going to flash over and over again, which is pretty cool. So then we have that little cool animation. We're going to loop that later. We're just going to now compile everything and then go down to view bindings. Now we actually have to make our condition that's going to play the animations. So we're going to add in a condition. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to here. We're going to grab this and we're going to grab our health delta normalized. And whenever that is less than 0, which is going to be whenever you take damage, we're then going to play the animation take health damage. We're going to click to here. Sorry, we're going to click to here. We're going to go down and we're going to get take health damage. Oh, sorry. I mean Q play animation. And I'm just going to Q play the animation take health damage. There we go. Next step is we're going to do the exact same thing but for our other ones. So we're going to grab our shield health normalized or shield delta normalized. We're then going to do less than 0. And we're going to then Q play our animation. And this is going to be now our take shield damage. There we go. And that should work just like that. And now we just need one last condition. Best thing to use is probably... So we want to play it whenever you take damage, but we want to stop it whenever you have full HP. So we're going to do shield delta normalized. We'll then do less than 0, and we're going to use the exact same way we treated these other ones. Oh, sorry, Q play animation. I'll just do that. Our Q play animation. We're going to do our in animation, which is going to be our red bar. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do no resolution to play. We're just going to make that like that much. Doesn't really matter. We just want to loop infinitely. So what we're going to do next is we want to stop it whenever you have enough HP. So we're going to do into here. We're going to grab our health normalized. When that's equal to 1, so whenever you have full HP, we want to Q stop animation. We're going to Q stop our red bar animation like that. So now the red bar thing will play. You take damage for your health. And then it's going to stop whenever you have full HP, which is 1. So now it should work. Now this bar, there's one last thing we need to make sure we have, which is our anchors. So if you look here, if I select our overlays, I think there's an anchor at the top here, which is this flower thing. I'm just going to move it to the bottom right, and we're just going to, or maybe like right here, and then I'm just going to copy this up here, this little anchors. I'm going to click on our other overlay. I'm going to then paste. I'm going to click on our text blocks. Right here, I'm gonna paste it in there, then also paste it in there, and then also for our icon, I'm gonna paste it there and then also paste it there. This basically just lets it so it scales correctly depending on where it's in the screen. So when we scale our HUD, all of this will scale hopefully together pretty well. And now it should be pretty much done. So we're going to go back into here, back into our HUD controller device. We got the first at the start of the video, and in our player info widget override, we're going to grab our chapter 2 HUD, and now I'm just going to grab a few things to test it out. So I'm just going to come with damage volume. And now it's going to be like you got transported back in time to chapter 2. I know, it's pretty crazy. So now this should have worked pretty well. So let's launch the session and let's check it out. Okay, I just went in game and there's a few problems I forgot to mention. Just make sure these are set normally. So that's 0, or that's 1, that's 0, and this is also 1. Or you make that 0. I think I might make that 0. And apply that. And then you want to do the same thing in the shield bar. So we're going to a shield bar. We'll make this 1, make this 0, and make this also 0. Apply. And then outside of here next, one thing you might want to also do is these numbers are a bit high, so you just want to move them down a little bit. That works. And then we'll just compile it, and then we'll just push our changes, and we'll see what it looks like in game. And now in game, this is done. As you can see, we have our beautiful chapter 2 health bar in the bottom right. Some of the numbers, I think the numbers are a little bit too far to the left. It's fine, who cares? But now if I were to heal, and it all works. Then if I take damage by walking to here, as you can see now, it plays the cool little animation for taking damage. It's pretty cool. Then let's say if I take too much damage and it goes into my other health bar, as you see now, it's gonna start flashing in the back red. So it lets me know that I've lost HP to heal, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is how you'd make a chapter 2 health bar inside of UEFN. I know this video was kind of very similar to my last one, but I just kind of wanted to make one for the chapter 2 health bar because the chapter 2 health bar is a little bit more complex. There's a few more things you need to add to it. So yeah, there we go. And also don't forget, you can modify this however you like, okay? If you don't like the colors of the background, because I don't right now, I don't know why, I feel like I have to change that a little bit. Or the numbers are in the wrong place or something like that, you can always just change it yourself. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, use my code in the Fun shop. Thank you to everyone who's a member of the channel, and watch all these videos for more of my content. That's about it. I'll see you all around.